and waving, thousands of Japanese lined the streets to watch a daughter fulfill her father's sojourn. She's completing the mission he couldn't fulfill, says Junko Shibazaki. This is significant here. JFK was to be the first U.S. president to visit Japan, but he was assassinated. 50 years later, nearly to the day of his death, his only surviving child made her way through the streets of Tokyo by horse-drawn carriage to the emperor. She passed by many in this crowd who witnessed the first ever live TV images broadcast out of the U.S. to Japan 50 years ago. News coverage of the assassination. Images of the two young Kennedy children seared into the collective Japanese memory. Caroline is like my friend, she says. Of course, we are in totally different worlds, but to me, she is special. This is the sort of enthusiasm usually reserved for pop stars or the Japanese royal family. Do you remember anyone ever getting this excited about a U.S. ambassador here in Japan? Heck no, say the Watanabes, who traveled 200 miles to be here. And ask anyone about job qualifications? Caroline Kennedy doesn't have a lot of diplomatic experience. That doesn't matter, she says emphatically. She can do the job. This is a country, after all, where bloodlines trump all. Why American Nancy Nichols, who lives in Japan, says this child of Camelot is royalty here. Making a full circle and closening the bonds that we have, and I think it's great. After a brief ceremony with Emperor Akihito, Ambassador Kennedy returned to her carriage to begin her path in U.S.-Japan history.
We now take our second break. Welcome back. The 2013 Manjai Knockout Cup final has failed to produce a winner after the game between Marimo Football Club and Brusubi Pakfoot was stopped with less than 10 minutes remaining. Brusubi Pakfoot were leading 1-0 when the central referee decided to stop the game due to darkness. Mamadou S. Jala watched the latest continuous end to a final in Manjai.
Pakfoot were just under 10 minutes away from winning the 2013 Manjai Knockout Cup trophy when the game was controversially stopped due to darkness. With the Brusubi fans already in celebration mood, central referee Babukar Bas decided to stop the game when visibility becomes less clear. Brusubi came into the game casing their first major title in the Manjai Nawetan. In fact, they are appearing in the tournament for the first time, having qualified to the Nawetan proper with the narrowest of margin. Marimo Football Club of Manjai Kunda, on the other hand, is one of the giants of the Manjai Nawetans. The Father Golf Sports Complex was virtually filled to capacity as Brusubi Pakfoot Football Club attempts to make history. The game started some 40 minutes late, but when the central referee finally got the game underway, it was Marimo who gained the upper hand, trying to impose some early dominance, but Brusubi stood up to the test. The debutants kept their composure, making it tough for their opponents. The cautious approach by both teams resulted in few clear-cut chances being created, and the first half ended in a stalemate. The second period saw both teams showing some attacking intent, with Brusubi Pakfoot growing in confidence as the game progresses, with their striker Mamadou Lamin Silla causing all sorts of problems for the Marimo defenders with his pace. The breakthrough finally came in the 56th minute when Mamadou Lamin Silla made another busting run down the right flank before whipping in a dangerous cross into the box, forcing Marimo's Boubacar Diallo to slice the ball into his own net for an own goal, which gave Brusubi the lead. Trailing by a goal to nil, Marimo started moving forward in numbers, desperately searching for an equalizer, with their coach effecting changes, bringing on fresh legs. The Manjai-based team pressed very hard, but the visitors from Brusubi defended pretty well. But with the clock fast ticking towards the end of the game, darkness also started taking its toll in the game. And the visibility became increasingly poor, which wasn't ideal to play football. The referee then called the two captains to tell them they need to stop the game, but the Brusubi Pakfoot players objected to the decision, resulting in a brawl, with some Brusubi players attacking the referee and his assistants, who had to be rescued and whisked away by the security. 3 of the Brusubi players involved were shown red cards by the referee. The decision to stop the game with less than 10 minutes to play left the Brusubi players, officials and fans furious, who were leading at the time by 1-0 and on course to make history. So now, despite Brusubi Park Foot leading 1-0 when the game was stopped, with less than 10 minutes remaining, the Manjai Kunda Sports Committee has now decided to replay the game fresh, a decision they said was based in accordance with the rules and regulations guiding the Manjai Nawetan competition. The date for the replay is Friday, 21st November. Marimo has no query replaying the game, but Brusubi, who were leading and just few minutes away from winning their first major title, said they are not going for any replay. That is the controversy hanging over the Manjai Knockout Cup final. What will happen next? Only Friday will tell. Mohamed Jallo, Grts Sports.
Time for the weather report by the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton, just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the weather segment. The Gambia today was warm and partly cloudy, whilst the satellite picture indicates convective activities over the coastline of Nigeria. Likewise, the central part of the continent elsewhere indicates stable conditions. For the forecast tonight, we're expecting a mostly cloudy atmosphere to prevail over the entire country, with slight intermittent rain showers during the period. The day tomorrow, we expect these conditions to continue, which is the mostly cloudy, with chances of slight intermittent rain and or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Light to moderate northeasterly winds will dominate the flow over the entire country, and the speed will be about 5 to 15 kilometers per hour. Morning temperatures will be either 23 or 24 degrees Celsius across the country, whilst afternoon temperatures will be 30 degrees Celsius over the Greater Banjul and West Coast region, 32 degrees over North Bank and Lower River, whilst 34 degrees Celsius over the Central and Upper River region. Moving on to the sea, we're expecting a low tide of 0.3 meters at 5:09 a.m. and also at 5:12 p.m. High tides will be 1.5 meters at 11:24 a.m. and 1.7 meters at 11:46 p.m. The sun will rise at 7:07 and will set at 18:34. Thanks for watching, and do have a wonderful evening.
From weather, a quick look at the headlines. President Jammeh is among scores of leaders in Kuwait for the 3rd Arab-Africa Summit. ECOWAS energy regulatory operators are meeting in Banjul to discuss energy regulations in the region. And a radical Sunni group, the Assam Brigade, is claiming responsibility of a twin suicide bomb attack at the Iranian embassy in South Lebanon, which claims the lives of 23 people. And Toronto City Mayor Rob Ford has lost his powers to his deputy, prompting the embattled mayor declaring outright war with the City Council. That's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for your time and stay tuned to GRTS.